not all DMs are really like really well equipped to know what stuff needs to be discussed at the table. I actually just had a discussion with my table this last week because there was a they went to a bathhouse, and I was like, that put pressure on me because I was immediately like, how do we do this scene without it being a fade to black and it not be real like uncomfortable at the table, right? Because it's all our buddies there. We're all having fun at D&D. And to me, I was like, no, I want to challenge myself here. I don't want to hand wave this as the kind of thing where I'm like, I don't want to get into an RPG horror stories. How can I do this in a way to where this doesn't feel ick, you know? Where people are going to leave the table feeling like that was fun, not cringe, you know? So, no lie. I spent the better part of like, what was this, like 2 or 3 Thursdays ago, watching Critical Role bathhouse scenes, or like checking out like Fire Emblem or whatever, where they were doing the bath. And I was just taking notes on like, how do you tell this scene, or how do you do this scene in a way that doesn't come off as like cringy at the table, right? You guys got it. You know how you do a bathhouse scene? You know how you do any of those particularly like, my character's nude scenes and not make it creepy? You just tell your players, hey, there's one thing that we don't do. All we gotta do is just not talk specifically about your genitals, right? Your character's bits, you know? Once we're like, if you have a scene and where someone is like trying to compare their parts to somebody else, then it's like, oh no, that's not gonna feel good. That's cringy. Like, I would say that the best way that you can do those kinds of scenes, right? Like as a DM, just tell your player straight up, like, hey, we're not gonna get into you describing the way your dwarf dick looks or anything like that. We're just gonna say, you know what, you're in the nude. If something's swinging, it's swinging, but we do not detail it, right? Your characters can totally be flirty or whatever, but like we're not describing anything. And it was super fun. It really was. It got me out of that feeling of like, God, there's just no way that like we can handle a bit more like whatever with this. No, it's literally just the comfort level in which it didn't get creepy at all was just telling players, hey, don't describe your bits or anybody else's bits. All right. It was fun. It was. Yeah. For real. The one thing that just felt great where I was like, we can totally have this scene and have it happen, but just, I don't want to come away from this table feeling was literally just telling them like, hey guys, we don't describe stuff. Because the one real cringe scene in Critical Role that came up was the moment someone started to describe stuff.
As Vex is saying this,
Tiberius is getting a half chub.
A what?
A half chub?
Well, that's just weird.
You can't see it because it's inside.
Yes, because you said it out loud. So.
Anyway, Paladin decided to bathe in their armor. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and like you can absolutely be flirty or whatever like that. And I feel like it was funny because I was like, that one scene did kind of make me feel like I leveled up a little bit as a DM. Where like in my brain I was like, we can 100% do these scenes now, and I don't feel uncomfortable about it. Now, I mean, you know, with like Amanda there, Amanda was playing, and our buddies, Griffin, Brent, and Sean were all playing. And, they're all people who, like, I joke with, and whatever, we talk about these topics all the time because, like, you know, we're just adults in our 30s or whatever. But there's a difference between us having a conversation like that and then having the scene like improvised and like playing out in the game. We unanimously were all like, we don't really feel comfortable with the game and our characters getting that level of narration, right? Beyond like either the veil comes down or whatever, you know, the fade to blacks, right? Whenever it came to something like the characters are going to be nude, how do you like go through that scene, right? You can still fade to black that out, and that's totally cool. But I think the way that we did it allowed us to like not have like what was a fun and funny scene happen without like anybody coming away from it feeling ick, you know? So that is like, oh boy, you want field-tested experience right there onto how you can do a scene like that and that not be creepy. One of the coolest rules that you can put up, straight up, is just let your players know, hey, you can 100% be nude. You don't be creepy with it, but here's a guideline to not being creepy with it. Don't describe your bits, you know?